I'm gonna explain to you why box squatting is holding you back as an athlete. When I was in high school and in college, all I did was box squat, okay? All I did was end up with more and more imbalances, more and more issues, tighter hips, and the knees did not feel confident when I was on the field. As an athlete, what happens when you get into these deep positions and you're not prepared at all, right? The only way to open up your connective tissue in the knee is to get into a deeper knee bend. You can get it stronger by using isometrics or getting in a box squat, sure. But if it's tight, ACL is high risk, MCL is high risk, or other ligament injuries are high risk. Now, I'm not saying box squats are bad, but I am saying you wanna work all ranges and unilateral movements to develop quad strength, hip flexor, length, and actually develop this muscle in the quad called the VMO to actually stabilize the knee to be able to break and be more comfortable in an athletic stance. So if you look at the fastest guys, most explosive guys, they have the knee over the toe, right? We're here in this powerful stance right here, developing the VMO. If you want to get back and forth and you're here, you're not going to be powerful. Professional athletes repping box squats, it's not a bad thing. All I'm saying is it's part of a leg day. It's not the whole leg day. Think of box squats like I often talk about step ups in my videos, single leg step ups. You want to think of box squats as a double leg step up. Shorter range movement directing the quad, but it's short range, so there is not as much adaptation. Now, is there explosion? Absolutely. But is there adaptation of the lower quad muscles? No. So how do we get there? By squatting to deeper ranges, using slant board, right? Making sure we're getting full range of motion, controlling the way down, and exploding back up. This is gonna cause much more adaptation for the quad because it's being fully lengthened, but we're also targeting the VMO in the bottom position, right? So when we're at the bottom, it's gonna break down the quad much more, getting that full range of motion squat. The only issue is many people have pain or tightness from being taught to not go knee over toe. Okay, so let's not just avoid, let's address. To start getting out of the knee pain, we can begin with an elephant walk, right? Opening up behind the knee, getting the knee bent slightly, flexing quad, trying to open up hamstring to glute, whatever level you're at, here, right, doesn't matter. Then we work the split squat to then be able to open up the connective tissue and stop that stiffness or pain that you're having in the knee. You don't avoid anything in training, you shouldn't. So starting with elevation, trying to get as much knee bend as you can. If you're here, cool, work there, come back up. If you can get deeper, the goal is to get hamstring to cover the calf with the back leg straight, opening up the back hip flexor, and actually developing the VMO directly in that full knee bend. But what I'm doing is I'm actually opening tendons and ligaments in the knee. What this is gonna do is help me get out of the knee pain I'm having to actually get in the full squat. And I'll tell you this much, when I was box squatting compared to doing full range squats, I finally got the ability to dunk. There's no coincidence. It's because I developed muscles through a longer range of motion. So then when we progress to lower levels with the split squat, we can then use load, right? And actually developing that front side of the hip, but also developing this muscle in the knee. But you wanna make sure you get in good form. Make sure you're keeping the back leg straight, right? My torso is up, trying to get knee over toe, trying to flex this tib and try to get the back leg straight. I'm not using my hip to come up, I'm using this front quad, just like that. Once we are able to then get to lower range split squats, we then can start to rep full range squats, starting very light, right? Just with body weight alone, keeping the back straight. You don't want to have any rounding of the back or just sitting in this position. And then finally getting to heavier load and working your box squat weight for a full range squat. I promise you, you'll become a more explosive athlete if you do this. Understand, box squats are a good movement, but they are not gonna take over your leg day. You wanna get to that full range of motion. Start with the principles and the split squats and opening up those areas, then work to full range of motion, body weight, and you will gain more explosive ability as an athlete.